This is Eagle Al, and let's get straight into it. As you seen, I would say about 2 days ago or yesterday, I would say I'm losing track of the days. I reported on that the Eagles should still look into the linebacker room. I think there's a shortage, in my opinion. I like N'Kobe Dean for sure, but everybody else, I like Murrow, but everybody else is like, I don't know. Do we believe in Sean Bradley? Is Davion Taylor going to take a step up because we know he took a step back? You got Kyron Johnson. You got a few just guys. We don't have that really good third rotational guy. Because in my opinion, last year's linebacker room was a bit better because you still had N'Kobe Dean who could come in and make plays. I like Kristen Ellis a bit, but I think there's still some development there. A lot of development needed by him. Give him like another 2 years or so. He kind of remind me of TJ Edwards a bit, and he can take that step up into Kristen Ellis. But I think if you add one more guy, just one more, in my opinion, I want Isaiah Simmons, but if you can't get him, of course, Patrick Queen. It's like a 1A, 1B. Like, I won't be mad, like, dang, we got Patrick Queen over Isaiah Simmons if he goes somewhere else, or vice versa. Patrick Queen is a stud. I mean, he was a former first-round pick. In my opinion, he struggled a bit without Roquan Smith, who they got from the Bears. If I'm saying his name right, Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, they was a really, really good duo. Really good. So I'm assuming what the Ravens thought is that it's more Roquan Smith who's really good and not really Patrick Queen. So we could get rid of Patrick Queen, get rid of that contract, and get a Trenton Simmons who they possibly believe like they got on a cheaper deal, and him and Roquan Smith could basically duplicate what him and Patrick Queen did. That's what I'm assuming the Ravens organization is thinking. So you don't want to just let them go for nothing. You don't want to let them go for nothing. Eagles get them 6th round, 7th round pick. Just get something out of it. Get them off your hands. And I think Eagles will be a great fit for him. He can possibly play that lead role for now, or let him and N'Kobe Dean battle it out for that lead role. I think both guys will be starting no matter what. Then you have Morrow rotating. I think that's a good trio right there for sure. Injuries happen in the NFL. What if Morrow go down? Who comes in? If N'Kobe Dean go down, who comes in? But I think Patrick Queen coming here just will be a great fit. Like his stats right here. I mean, pull it up. Here go Patrick Queen's stats right here. 112 total tackles, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble. You can add that to the room. That will be a great positive. So I'm very happy to hear the Eagles are the favorite. But I will say this. You see the sources coming from. It's not very reliable, I would say that. I didn't really see this nowhere else. But I do see rumors of us looking into a linebacker, but they just rumors. I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhat true that we are the favorites, because if you look at the Eagles, if anything you can nitpick at, you can look at an offensive line, defensive line, back end, quarterback, running backs. You're like, well, maybe those linebackers could get got. And you probably have a point. We don't really know what we got from N'Kobe Dean yet. Murrow is a tackling machine. He did really well in Chicago with, the pieces they had. Sometimes he looked a bit lost out in space, but I mean, was that the system in Chicago? Put him with a better defensive line, can he excel better? Sure. I think he could. I really think he could. So, yeah, man. Put Patrick Queen in our system. I won't say I could guarantee a Super Bowl, but I could guarantee that we will be very, very competitive. There's not going to be a lot of teams that can just beat us. It's the NFL any given Sunday, but there's really no team I can they can just flat out beat us. Same as last year. I thought the same thing. That's why our record was so good. I'm like, I don't think there's a team that can flat out beat us unless we beat ourselves. And that's exactly what happened last year. So I'm still going into this year thinking the same thing. Eagles can only beat the Eagles, in my opinion. Eagles can only beat the Eagles. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about Patrick Queen being a favorite to come to the Eagles? I like it. I like it. Favorite to come to the Eagles. And he just adds to the locker room. He will be a great addition to the locker room. Veteran presence. N'Kobe Dean could nitpick off him. He could nitpick off N'Kobe Dean. And try to get that contract, Patrick Queen. That's what it's about. A lot of people told us James Bradbury was washed up. He was not. He came back, maybe on a cheaper deal, but he's still getting paid for sure on a cheaper deal, whereas though he could have went to another team. And I think if you could get Patrick Queen far and to play in the Super Bowl, maybe he'll want to sign with the Eagles long term for a lesser deal. Just keeping it real. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about Patrick Queen being a favorite for the Eagles? And this is Eagle Owl. I'm out.